Welcome to the Online Success Journey podcast, your opportunity to discover and learn from entrepreneurs like yourself. This is not your typical podcast, but a place where you can get the real story and find out how real people encounter speed bumps and detours, but journey through to find success. Now here's your host for the Online Success Journey podcast, Patience.
Hello everyone and welcome to Online Success Journey. This is episode 172. Are you ready to join the clan? Today we have Jeff Ho. Never had a choice but to become an entrepreneur. At the age of 15, he began his company Overflow Cafe in order to keep from being evicted from his home, and at the age of 17 was lying about his age to get the commercial lease for his first office. Remarkably, he's still helping new and small business become popular online at Overflow Cafe at the age of 23. Later, along with another 4 successful startups under his belt. Hello, Jeff.
Hi, how are you, Patience? Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. I'm fine. Thank you for asking. I know the clan here is anxious to hear your story, so let's get started with the basics. Can you tell my clan a little bit about your background, about what you did before you started your online business?
Oh, wow, I did a lot of stuff. I'm 39 years old now, and I have been in business since I was just a young child. I started by picking up pennies and nickels from the ground outside, and then buying candy from the store, and then selling that candy to my friends at school. I was poor and they all had money, and so they bought candy and I saved up money, and I would use that to go on school trips and pay for my school expenses. And then as I got older, I delivered newspapers and I shoveled snow. Here in Canada, we have lots and lots of snow every winter. And when I was 15, I started Overflow Cafe, and I've been running it ever since. So that was around 1995 that I started it, and we're still going very, very strong.
What a background, what a journey. Okay, what is the most dangerous belief an online entrepreneur can have?
Yeah, the most dangerous belief, and there are several, but I think the most dangerous is, I'm going to give you 2. The first is, I don't have any competitors. You know, we have 45,000 clients today, and so many of them come to us and they say, oh, I don't have any competition. No, that's not true. You have many, many competitors. You have other people who have the same or very similar idea. You have people who have even a similar website who are competing with you. So you shouldn't think that. The other thing is, people think, oh, I'm going to get rich within 2 months. And then they get very disappointed when it's 2 months and then 6 months and then 12 months and they're still not rich. You have to have a very realistic goal. Yes, you can get rich, but it takes a lot longer than what you think.
Okay, you've been in the cafe since the age of 17, but why do you do what you do?
Yeah, since actually the age of 15 is when I started it. Yeah, but when I was 15, I started the company because my family needed money to survive. So that was the reason I did that. I was living with my mother and my sister and my grandmother, and we needed money to survive. So I started the company for that reason. I continued because it was making money. And then today I still do it because I really do enjoy helping people. You know, we're a small company. We have a small staff of 17 people here in Toronto. We only do one thing. We make websites popular, or at least we try to make websites popular. We can't help everybody, but, we do our best. I do it because I enjoy when somebody has a passion to start a business or to grow their business, I love helping people like that, people who are hard workers. And that's the main reason that I do it. I also invest into other companies, and I like the business world, especially small businesses, because really most businesses in the world are small businesses.
Okay. Let's put money aside. How do you know you are successful?
Yeah, aside from money, I would say success, I look at the relationships that I have. And I look at my loved ones. I'm able to spend time with them. I have a little bit of wisdom to pass on to them. And I'm able to help my loved ones do the things that they like to do. And so that is far more valuable than money. To have freedom and to have a sense of, I'm doing something that I like doing. I'm doing something that I want to do, and I'm helping people to do something that they want to do. To me, that's success.
Can anyone be an entrepreneur, or are some people more cut out for it than others?
Yeah, some people are more catered towards being an entrepreneur. It's not for everybody. Everybody can start their own side business. If you have a job working for a company and you start something small on the side, everybody can do that. But most people in this world are not meant to be an entrepreneur because you have to have a strong stomach. There are all kinds of things that can go wrong that can really stress you out or hurt your feelings. A competitor, as your business grows, there are more competitors that all of a sudden they don't like you. And for no reason other than you are their competitor. And the better you do, the more competitors there are that don't like you. And so, this is not for everybody. A lot of people, they can't stand the stress, they can't stand the competition, the pressure, and you spend a lot of time trying to protect your business and manage your assets, and there are people who try to steal from you and so on. So it really is not for everybody.
You've been in the business for a long time. What have you learned from business as a whole?
I've learned that, you mentioned money a couple of minutes ago. One thing I've learned is that relationships are more important than money. And I've seen people who have traded good relationships for money, and then when they have money, they try to buy back the relationships that they lost. It's just a lot easier to keep your relationships in the first place, even if it means having less money. Also, I've seen people who, they've given up their health for the sake of money. They're working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week for money, and they have lots of money. And now they have to spend their money trying to purchase their health that they lost. It would have been better to keep your health and take care of your health and have a little bit less money than to have lots of money and you don't have your health. So these are some of the things that I've learned over the years.
Okay. What is the difference between running a business with money and running it with no money?
When you have money, a lot of the time you're not forced to innovate. When I started out and I didn't have any money, every decision had to be made carefully and slowly. If I was going to take out some advertising, I had to think, is this advertising going to make me money or am I going to lose all my money? If I was going to buy a piece of equipment, I have to say, okay, is this piece of equipment really worth it? Because I worked so hard for my money. I don't want to spend it on some equipment that's not going to be an asset to my company. Now, with lots of money, I can make poor decisions. I'm going to take an ad. I took an advertisement out in a magazine. It cost more than $100,000. It didn't even bring me one new customer. That was a waste of money. And I bought brand new computers for the office, and I realized, uh-oh, these computers were a waste of money. We didn't need them. Or we bought software for the company that we ended up not using. And so we can end up wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and we don't even think twice about it because, well, we have money coming in, it doesn't really matter. And so we become soft, we become careless, we become weak when too much money is coming in. It really changes the way that you think. And so now we put budgets in place so that we're very careful and we think and we plan and we're very methodical in how we go about things so that we don't become sloppy and careless.
In your businesses or even in your other ventures, do you ever have a mentor or a coach?
Yeah, I learned this the hard way. When I started out, I did everything myself. The legal work, I would do my research and make my own contracts. And we filed our own, I filed my own taxes. And I learned about how to file taxes, and I filed taxes. Now, I don't do that. I pay somebody who's an expert at taxes to do my taxes. I pay someone who's an expert in law to do law. And this is so important. If I need advice, I'd rather go and get a coach than to do it myself. And what ends up happening is instead of taking a year to learn something the hard way, I just spend a little bit of money, or even sometimes it's free to get a coach. Just ask advice, and people who have succeeded, a lot of times they're very happy to give you knowledge or to give you wisdom, to give you advice. And instead of, wasting a year, you can move forward right away. So yeah, I definitely recommend that you have an expert who knows what they're doing, and you don't have to talk to them every day, but talk to them once a month or something like that, and it'll help you to get to your goal a lot faster.
What is the most valuable thing your mentors or coach has told you?
It's different for every. I've had mentors who, like I said, they specifically deal with accounting, and so they've helped to save money. And then I have mentors who are experts in law who help to save me stress and headaches. So there isn't just one thing that a mentor has really given me. Different mentors help me in different areas, so I'm not able to pinpoint one thing. And, depending on the stage that I've been in, some advice has been more valuable than other advice. But I think that the thing that I said before about relationships is definitely the most important lesson that I've learned. I don't know if I necessarily learned that from a mentor, but I would say to the listeners of this show, make sure that you protect your valuable relationships. Because ultimately, in the end, that's what you're going to cherish more than money.
What is one thing that has contributed to your success?
Oh boy. I'm going to say hunger. Being hungry physically. When I was younger and we were very poor and my stomach was always burning with hunger, it drove me to work hard and to gain the skills that I needed to earn money. There was a time when I was a young person, like I said, started by collecting pennies on the ground. That was fine when I was 6 years old or 7 years old. That was fine. Now I'm 39 years old. Do you think I want to go and pick up pennies from the ground? I don't want to do that today. And now my stomach is a little bit fat. And I remember, you know what? things can change. And so I don't want to lose everything. I don't want to go back to picking up pennies from the ground. So I don't want to be so hungry again, even though, my stomach is a little bit too fat. Maybe it's better that I lose a little bit on my stomach. I want to always work hard. I want to make sure that I have great skills. I want to manage what I have because I don't want to go back to where my stomach was burning. Even though there was a great lesson that I learned and it was a driving force, it still drives me today that I don't want to go back to that. So I'm always going to manage what I have. I don't want to lose what I have. I want to manage it very carefully. And I do think every day, what happens if I lost everything today? What would happen to me? It's an incredible motivator.
What advice would you give to someone starting up in a business?
Yeah, I would say that you need to know everything about that business. Please don't start a business thinking that you're going to get rich tomorrow. Find out about the people who made it in your business. I have clients who I'll say, okay, tell me you started this business. Why did you start this business? And they say, well, Jeff, because I want to make $500,000 this year. And I say, oh, wow, that's a lot of money to make when you're just starting out. Most people don't make that much money in their first year. Tell me, who is your competitor who's been around for a long time and how much money do they make? And they say, oh, I don't know. And I say, okay, sir, you're not going to make $500,000 then this year because you don't know anything. You need to start with knowledge. Who is your competitor and how much money are they making? If your biggest competitor has been around for 10 years and they're only earning $100,000, what makes you think you can start a business today, the same business that they're in, and you're going to make $500,000? No, that's just not going to happen. You have to think very carefully. You have to plan. You have to know everything that there is to know about your industry. And then you're going to know how to plan. You're going to know how to build your website, how to set your pricing, how to set your budget. And you're going to most likely succeed if you know everything.
Okay, how can we get our website to convert from visitors into paying customers?
Keep in mind that the people who visit your website, if they're visiting your website, then they're already interested in what you have to offer. So don't waste their time. When somebody lands on your website, you have maybe 20 seconds to tell them who you are, what you sell, how much it costs, and how they can purchase. I've visited websites where I say, oh, I'm very interested. Now, how do I purchase this product? And then I have to spend 20 minutes to figure out how to purchase this product, only to realize, oh, this person doesn't even ship to Canada. I've just wasted my time. I'll never visit that website again. Make it easy for your visitor to purchase from you. Make it so easy that they want to purchase from you. And once they purchase from you, make the experience so fantastic that they want to buy from you again and again and again, and that they want to recommend you to all their friends so that their friends are purchasing from you. Don't make it difficult. Don't make it complicated. Make sure your website is clean and easy to understand. Make sure that it loads quickly. You don't need to put, 100 pages of words on your website if it's not necessary. You want to put as much information as necessary, but don't put too much information. Make it easy to understand. And if you just do that, you're going to do better than most of the other websites out there.
Tell us about the SEOs for beginners.
SEO, search engine optimization, is just the process of making your website rank in search engines. Obviously, Google is the biggest, but then there's Yahoo and there's Bing, and other countries have their own search engines that are just as popular as Google, if not more popular. And so you want to rank well. When your customer or your potential customer goes into the search engine and they're looking up a product or they're looking up a service, you want to be number one. You want to be on the first page. And that means you're going to get a lot more visitors. And hopefully those people who are visiting your website are purchasing. And so you need to do a bunch of things to make sure that you rank number one. Now, Google, for example, uses over 200 factors to measure where a website should rank. So you need to make sure that you have a check mark beside each one of those 200 plus factors. So that's where someone like me comes in. I take care of all of that for you. But it's a lot of science. It's a lot of hard work to make a website popular so that it ranks number one. And, if you do it yourself, that's fine if you have the time, or you want to outsource it to someone like me, and then I'll do most of the work for you. You usually want to start out with a really great website audit. And the audit tells you exactly where you are right now, and it tells you what you've done properly, and it tells you what you've done incorrectly. And it tells you exactly what you need to do to fix your mistakes. And your audit will basically save you many, many years of frustration. And so you go there, then you want to go ahead and you want to modify your web pages so that it has pricing and contact information and shipping information and location information. You would be surprised at how many websites don't even list basic contact information. So how am I supposed to purchase from you if I have a question and I can't even find your phone number or your email address, or you don't even have basic information about where you're located? I'm in Toronto, Canada, and you're located somewhere else. I would like to know, where are you located? And so have these basic things located on your website. Then you need to have backlinks. So backlinks are just other websites, other web pages that are pointing towards you. This means that you're listed everywhere that your competitors are, or even listed in more places than your competitors are. All these things boost your rankings. And you want to have good, easy to understand reports. So, for example, my service, Overflow Cafe, we provide you with a daily report. You can log in anytime and see where your rankings are going, how many competitors you have, where you rank for specific keywords, what's going wrong, what's going right, and so on and so forth. And you keep it very simple, very easy to understand. You move up in the rankings, hopefully every month. And then by the time you get to number one for your keywords, at that stage, you just want to protect and maintain what you have. You don't want other competitors now taking away what you have. And you want to convert all of your visitors into customers. Some people get there within a couple of months. Most people, it takes about 12 months to get to number one. If you're a local business that you sell something locally, usually you can get there a lot faster. If you're an international business, it takes a lot longer. Wow. But it really is a very there's a lot of hard work involved. That's why I always recommend you hire a good company, if not Overflow Cafe, some other company. Hire somebody to guide you along, to do most of the work. And that way you're not spending years and years and years and years doing it yourself. Someone else is doing it, and you can focus on building your business.
Let's talk about your Overflow Cafe. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, so we do all of the things that I just talked about, search engine optimization. So we only offer one service. We make websites popular. So let's say today you started a business and you set up your website, and let's say, for example, you do a hair salon, and you would sign up with us. It takes 5 minutes. And we start you off with a really great audit. We scan through your website. We look for about 100 different things. We want to see how fast your website loads. We want to see how many pages you have, what your keywords are, who your competitors are, and so on and so forth. And then we want to figure out, okay, you're a hair salon, so you're only serving a local market. You're not serving the whole planet. You're serving only maybe one city or a couple of cities. People will drive to your location and you'll do their hair. So we do that on day one. Then we want to get you listed and linked in as many places as possible. That's an ongoing process. So that's something that we do a little bit every day for as long as you're with us. And we want to make sure that you have all the right information on your website. What are your prices? What services do you offer? What are your business hours? And do you need to make an appointment? And so on and so forth. And then we want to just provide you with very easy to understand reports. Are you moving up? Are you moving down? Are you moving sideways? Who are your competitors that you have to keep an eye on? And so on and so forth. So really we do about 75 different things for our clients, but there's no stress. You just sign up and you let us do our work and you let us send you the reports. Or you log into your account anytime to view the reports. And if you need any advice or you need any help, you just send us an email and we'll help you as best as we can. But it's a very, very complicated process where we take all the stress off of you and you focus on your business and we focus on making you number one. Like I said, we can't help everybody. But it seems that we're very, very effective for about 94% of our clients. And about 6% of our clients, the service just does not work for them. So it's very good for most people.
So what is your really nice sweet spot for your clientele? The beginners who don't know how the SEO works, the ones who are in the middle for 3 years, 5 years, or the ones who have been in business for 10 years?
It seems like there's a mix of clientele, but most of them, they really, whether they know about SEO or they don't know about SEO, they just don't have the time, and they want to focus on building their business, and they want to hire us so that we charge $29 a month. So it's reasonable for a small business, and you're saving almost 100 hours a month because we've automated a lot of what we do. And so, while you're building your business, we're making you number one, or we're trying to make you number one. So usually people come to us, they're beginners, and they want to save a lot of time. But we also have people who they've been in business for 10 years and they say, I don't have time to be doing all this stuff. You do it for me. And I want to go and meet with my customers and do things like that. And so we save them a tremendous amount of time. That's why they come to us.
How can we get in contact with you?
Yeah, the best way is go to overflowcafe.com. And maybe you want to consider using my services. But if you scroll to the bottom, I have all my social media accounts there. You'll see my Instagram, my Twitter. Check out my Kickstarter and YouTube and so on.
Okay, so clan, there will be more from Jeff in a moment. If you are listening on one of the many podcast platforms rather than my website and you are encouraged by Jeff's journey, go to onlinesuccessjourney.com for a bonus portion of the interview. The Online Success Journey is a wonderful membership community built for people searching for the path to success. We are one big clan and you're part of this community for free. Once you have joined the clan, click on part 2 of Jeff's journey or over 100 other journeys that are available and learn how you can find the right path for your own online success journey. That's a wrap, clan. Remember, success is a journey. Patience and Jeff.
This is not the end of the journey. We hope you've enjoyed listening to part 1 and want to be sure you know there is a second part to this and every journey podcast at onlinesuccessjourney.com, filled with even more success tips, uplifting stories, and even a bit of fun. There are dozens of episodes only available to the members of the Online Success Journey clan. Check out the website and click on Join the Clan for more information. Patience would like to thank you for listening to this podcast, and she has a free audio gift for you at her website. Go to onlinesuccessjourney.com for instant access to this gift. Of course, you know that listening to the journeys of others helps each of us chart our own path. So make sure you're subscribed to be notified as each new interview is posted. There are so many ways to stay connected to the Online Success Journey and to listen in. And if you're enjoying the podcast, we appreciate your help in telling others. One of the best ways to share the benefit you get is to rate and review it at Stitcher and other sites by clicking the stars or completing the ratings form, by clicking thumbs up and leaving a comment on YouTube, or liking and sharing the podcast on social media. To review the podcast within iTunes, simply open iTunes to the podcast, click on Ratings and Reviews, then write a review. On behalf of Patience, and until next time, thanks once more for listening. It is our hope that this podcast will guide you on your own online success journey.